it just
A
worked
movie
that
I
time.
watched.
Hey, everybody.
A
Josh is
movie
talking
I
about movies.
watched too often. What do you mean? You were talking about movies and then started the stream. Don't do this fucking. Oh, Josh is talking about movies. I was engaging in your topic.
I was talking about how I'd seen The Incredibles a lot because it was on TV a bunch.
You snake in the grass. I was just gonna say a movie that I watched too often. Well, there's two. My little brother had distinct phases, as most kids do,
Right.
of Disney, of like Pixar movies he liked. So there was a Cars phase, Finding Nemo phase first, then a Cars phase, and then a Wall-E phase. And of those three movies, I refused to watch any of them but Wall-E. That was the one that didn't get ruined for me by having to see it 8 million times.
That's fair.
Because my dad had a Suburban, right, with one of those little fold-down on-the-roof players. So, like, it was always movie. Because we were either at home with the movie playing, or we were in the car with the movie playing, you know? There was never not movie.
I would say that Wall-E is probably the best of those three, for sure.
I've grown to appreciate Cars more, but I don't want to watch it. I mean, Cars 2, though, that's a different beast. That's got, like, car espionage.
Ka-chow.
Shockingly little Lightning McQueen in that one.
Oh, yeah, because the second one's about how Mater is a spy or whatever, yeah.
He's a spy. He becomes a spy. And then there's a conspiracy he has to uncover regarding an oil conglomerate. There's also murder. It's
Jesus.
It's a big departure for the series.
Then Cars 3, from what I've picked
it's back
up,
to racing.
It's back to racing, and it's mostly how technology bad. Is that accurate, or is that just what I gathered from
I've never seen Cars 3. Couldn't tell you. Never seen it. Only saw Cars 1 and 2. What does that say about him, man? I also never seen Planes. I don't plan to.
Yeah, me neither.
I should be clear on that one. I don't want to say it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh god, I have to remember how this guy sounds. Oh, explain to the court on what ground you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
Dun dun. I'm trying to. His tag definitely doesn't say hairbrain on it. I can't tell what it actually says.
Scientist handwriting, you know?
Oh, yeah, you know. A front for murder.
More like a behind for murder.
Got
him. Go. Hold on. I'm like, my brain's blanking on voices today. Gregson. The corpse crashed into Crystal Tower and broke your neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projections, that's all. That was my mistake.
A post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest, where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right next to the heart. The victim was killed before he went anywhere. And this fella's the only one who could have done it.
Yeah, probably from that the A thing.
The screwdriver
that had an A on it. Oops, I just skipped that one.
Yeah, I was gonna. Do you want to pull up the instant replay?
Yeah, my bad.
An extraordinary business. I was like, damn, you really denying me notice on that bad boy. It isn't a suffering a broken neck. The victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
All news is death. Would have been all but instant when we've been like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
No, and no. That couldn't be further from the truth.
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team.
What the fuck does that look like? Oh.
Yeah, nice. As you can see, it's simple how my computer, my transmogrifying beam works. You put the man in the little capsule like a gachapon machine. Victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly.
Poof. Poof.
I'm glad they put the arrow, otherwise I wouldn't have known which way he was being beamed. Second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away.
Did he test this ahead of time? Because, like, when you have
it really
shows
feels
like this,
he
you have
didn't.
dress rehearsals, right?
You feel like I don't think this man used this device on anything, which is like wildly irresponsible. It feels like he didn't even send like a rat through it or anything, or like a rabbit. Just like immediately went,
or
yep,
like
man. They're gonna send a man.
Or a brick or something.
Well, maybe it only works on organics. You know about that?
Like, it seems like the cage was supposed to go too. He didn't even just send an empty cage.
It's a meat cage.
No, I see.
It's a Nicolas Cage. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to put higher than intended.
No. Well, no.
Yeah. Man, if only it could have caught that hot air balloon. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair.
That's...
From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window.
That's... not... no.
My word! One assumes the victim net was broken upon impact with the tower, then?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. And here's the updated autopsy report.
Just in case you were wondering.
Just in case. I would not surprise you with this later. The prosecution would like to have it entered into the court record. No.
Nah, not this time.
I don't feel like it.
We'll see how fun it is without it.
I'm feeling a bit silly today. Your request is granted, counsel.
Autopsy report. All right, let's see if there's anything else in there. Well, hold on. There's a cutscene first.
Oh, right. What the fuck? There's no way I'm gonna remember what. I made him sound silly. That's all I remember.
Details of victim. Coroner, Courtney
British.
Steve. Why does it say the name of the coroner? That's literally never mattered
That must
before.
be, yeah, that must be important later.
Name, Odie Assman, male, age 47,
Scythe?
nationality, British.
I think it's scythe, like a scythe, maybe?
Could be. Time of death, 21st October, around 2:20 p.m.
Wait, you telling me a woman is the coroner in 1800s London? No damn way.
Cause of death, hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart inflicted by a sharp implement. Additional observations, a broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after sudden fall from considerable height. Like, I accept that he maybe fell from a height. I don't accept that it's because the teleporter was pointed wrong. I think that bitch was just flung.
I think I just made this guy have like a goofy voice. I was there in person, you know. Yep, this is it. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person at the stage with Mr. Assman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
And really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
That lady's got titties.
This one you gave
Sorry,
JSK,
I got distracted. Oh, right, because I can't do a Lincoln. Hard to think otherwise, really. I miss Clone High. I should rewatch that again. The problem is I watched it all on YouTube, and I think it's since been removed from there.
Aw, damn.
Very well, Council of Defense. Proceed with the growth examination, please.
Sorry, I had to
Please.
calibrate my screen for a second. Oh, yes, my lord. I had to sit perfectly still while calibrating.
Defense,
I need to focus here.
please.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I guess it has for him.
Yeah, this is his first thing back since he stopped being not allowed.
What a wild thing. A front for murder. Corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck. Hold it! Why? Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height?
Exactly. What's whole lot something else about this whole rum business?
What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Ah! No, it wasn't.
After the explosion, the cave with the fellow inside it suddenly appeared out of nowhere midair. While all the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
No!
Remind us, Professor. What was the cause of the fatal disaster?
Hold it! So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally? Absolutely! The calculation is far too complicated for anybody but me to carry out. I'm all guy.
Malo guy! You rat bastard!
You son of a bitch. You dumb whore. How's it going?
You pathetic worm!
Welcome to Ace Attorney. We're having a...
Welcome to Ace, Great Ace Attorney.
We're
2.
entertaining the fact that a teleporter works.
Yep. Which it definitely did, everyone agrees.
Not clickbait.
Not a single person thinks this man didn't teleport.
Only you got it wrong, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake.
Feels like you should have worked that kink out before you put a man in it.
Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it. I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened. Obviously,
It's
then
in
you
the
had to
books.
include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asman was wearing at the time, I suppose. Oh my god.
He didn't include the clothes. You dumb bastard.
Crackling comets! The answer should have been 3!
Your formula resulted in a round number? A whole positive integer? No fucking way.
So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third.
That
That's
didn't really...
That's an okay
That was a
joke.
bad one. Ooh, no, that's not okay. We deserve better than that.
Hold it. What kind
Don't
of fatal
settle
wound?
for mediocrity.
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't think I'd have to spell it out, but here we go. Just because there are 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it?
2, right?
Obviously, at first we got a broken guard, dude. His spawn snapping in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case?
You'll get your answer once I'm finished with. Once I've finished my fish and chips. If you don't keep butting in every few seconds.
But we all know that's a bottomless bag.
I was gonna say, they're gonna make a joke about it, aren't they?
The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that was the cause of death.
Fair.
No one would think you're weird if you thought that. Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it? There was a... Oh, that's a redo.
Hold it!
Same. It's a re... it's
The
showing
defense knew nothing of this crucial information. You know how people read.
The defense knew. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can apologize for the impossibility of... only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
Sarcastic and insincere. Thanks. So what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused tools that were in use at the demonstration is one of particular interest. This. Oh, yes. That would appear to be some kind of screwdriver.
There he is! My trusty little companion, Andrew! Andrew? Of course. Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. I've named them all, you know. We're one big happy family.
Guilty.
Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead.
You know, I feel like I've heard the term crosshead screwdriver and never used it. I always say Phillips head.
Yeah, no, that's... I guess that's probably the brand name, isn't it?
Probably, huh? It's like a Kleenex scenario or cardboard.
Could be.
Cardboard's my favorite one. That was a fucking brand. Imagine getting so good at corrugated stock, everyone thinks that it's all
It's all cardboard in it.
It's all cardboard. Your Honor, League of
League
Legends.
of Legends.
League of Legends.
Death. Hanging by the balls, still dead. Well, it would appear your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
Ah, that isn't.
It's blood. Delicious blood.
I tasted it
Beyond.
myself.
I'm not a vampire. Beyond
Had the
all
tang of
reasonable
a nice
doubt.
AB positive.
I put it in one of my hallowed chalices and summoned it.
No.
And that's not all.
I don't like that he's just over there doing that still. Feels like he shouldn't be.
The long sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
What? What?
Go under the friend of the defendants as evidence.
Professor Harrigan's trusty screwdriver that he's named Andrew. There are traces of blood at the tip, and it matches the shape of the victim's wound. Well, that seems bad, doesn't it?
It sure does.
So one of the Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. I don't suppose we can inspect that bad boy. Not that I'm not sure what I'm expecting to see.
Where's the head?
Oh,
Gone.
yeah, you're right. If this is supposed to be a... Oh, no, sorry. This one was a flathead. The other one was a cross.
No, but yeah, there's still a head on a screwdriver.
This is blood. Mr.
Right?
Assman's, no doubt.
I guess this could be how it looks, but I've never seen a screwdriver that was just flat all the way.
Yeah, this is the problem with looking at murder weapons.
Doesn't it even... I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to look like this way, but
Yeah,
this looks like
the
the
edge
head
of
is
it looks
broken off.
weird. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Because normally there's a little thingamajig.
I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill at the floor of the kinesis machine. Which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. The details have been updated. It has a very distinctive handle. Nothing else to see, I assume. No.
There are other cross. Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume Phillips is a specific thing. It's just so ubiquitous.
So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. Great. Killed before he went anywhere.
Hold it!
Hold it! What grounds do you have for saying that?
Huh, you really need to ask. There are only two people on the public station stage in front of the whole world. The victim, Mr. O the Ass Man, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. I live in a weird place with dumb names.
I hate this place. For some reason, everybody is named like this.
It's very weird. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive.
Okay.
That's right, I saw him with my own eyes.
Thanks, juror number 4.
Sorry, I started making myself laugh because halfway into the voice, I remembered it was silly.
Furthermore, following the explosion and the kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body. In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could have possibly done it.
You said Great Scott.
Who did?
Him.
Oh, his little voice
Excuse
thing.
me.
Excuse
I didn't
me.
hear that.
Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor! Ah! Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body. And the witness stand is the best place for that. It seemed as though you might have had something to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark. Ah! Yes, that's right. Of course. He just says that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way that I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Assman, as you say. Explain, please, Professor. Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins.
I had heard.
Then surely you'll see. If I plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool. Ah. But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
Well, no, I suppose not.
This fucking image is very good.
It's like, weirdly, this has very similar vibes to that, you know that image that's like, bro did the dishes or whatever, and then that guy just has that face? If you reverse this, that's this. It's the same, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm speaking in riddles, but I think you know what I'm saying.
You see, not one.
Great Scott, you're great. Not, I spit it hot. I generate way more power than 1.21 gigawatts. Excellent epic rap battle of history reference, Molo guy. Very good.
Figured. This dude is just
That's the Doc.
pouring colored liquids back and forth.
That's the Doc Brown versus Doctor Who, I think. That sounds right. I haven't seen that one in a long time. It's not one of the ones that I know all the way through. I used to know a lot all the way through. How is he doing that?
I don't know. It just changes colors when he wiggles it.
He's not adding other
Bro
chemicals.
is just dumping a liquid back and forth between two tubes.
What the fuck? What was the one I used to listen to a lot?
This is what science looks like.
This is science right now. For a long time, I was dead set as a kid on learning the fast part of the Shakespeare rap, which Shakespeare versus Dr. Seuss, and he goes, "I'm switching up my styles like the Beatles with my pieces, each is such a wonder with a plethora of features." That one's really good. He says trisyllabic. If you don't mind, it's just the Doctor. Oh, that's right. It is just the Doctor, isn't it? I knew that. I used to watch Doctor Who. As in Doctor Who Cares, Molo guy. Got him.
Got him.
True. I didn't say anything like that.
Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. Unfortunately, this is an Ace Attorney game.
You stupid bastard! I am going to reveal something you didn't know about. Making me superior. Now it's probably just gonna be something about like, oh, but if he put the screwdriver in and didn't take it out or something. But no, because the screwdriver got left behind.
Yeah.
And we'll find out what it is in a second.
Eh.
Pray, forgive me. The discourtesy of a savor drop from my hollow chalice to accompany my old friends adducing.
Huh?
Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Baroque, but I'm really not a patch on you.
There it is. Want to be Einstein minus the stash. Oh, there's also that epic, a really good epic rap battle is the one with the Russian rulers, where they just keep adding them, and it's still accurate because it ends on Putin, and even though that's been 15 years, Putin's still the guy.
Eh.
It's great. It's a good one. No, you're not.
No?
You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Oh, of course.
Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
Yes, sir.
I really love that pose. It's a real JoJo-ass pose.
Yeah, with the point.
Yeah, it's really good.
He's so slow with it too.
Where are they going with this?
Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
He's probably gonna say, like, the weapon the
There was
victim was
some- I
stabbed
think
with
it's
must have
something
been
in the
left in
wound?
his body. Wrong!
Yeah.
Wrong! It wasn't in the body.
Objection.
Objection!
Yeah, but then they're gonna say the tip of it was still in the body because the tip's missing.
Yeah, you're probably right. You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal?
Look, there's no blood on the experiment stage, even though that's where the felon was stabbed. No explanation for that is in the screwdriver still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding.
I called it though. They were gonna say it's in the
Yeah.
body, and then we're gonna say, but we found it on the thing. And then they're gonna say, well, the tip broke off, and that stopped most of the bleeding.
Yep.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
Oh, definitely.
You can't even venture way out of Hill Valley. Well, guy, you can't. You don't know it's good for engagement. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Make my
Keep going.
stack look good.
keep adding Franks, keep adding more. Also, hold on, give me 1 second before I read this. I need a drink of something.
I was taking a little sip myself. I've taken my new Margaritaville mug to work. It's pretty good. It's much larger than my other mug and keeps the drink colder.
Nice. That's nice.
Just as long as nobody calls me out for having a Margaritaville mug. But as far as I know, it's not like it's probably fine.
You work in a gas station
Yeah, I know.
that sells alcohol.
It doesn't even, like, other than saying the word Margaritaville on it, all it is a picture of Jimmy's plane with the phrase changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes on it. Ripped to
That was a
real one.
delicious sip of Kool-Aid Jammer's Sharkleberry Fin. That's what they call the flavor.
That's pretty good. I won't even judge you. I've got a giant fucking thing of Hawaiian punch in the fridge because I just like to have juice sometimes.
Yeah, I just raid my mini fridge because I stock it for D&D, and then sometimes I'm too lazy to go all the way upstairs, so I'm like, I'll just steal one of my D&D drinks. It's not stealing because it's me. I bought it, so, but it's a lot more like a rug, really. Oh, well, never mind. It's wibbly wobbly. I'm pretty sure they worked the wibbly wobbly into that one, if I remember.
Probably.
Can you believe that they got Snoop Dogg to be Moses in one of those?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you not? You did not? You didn't see the Moses one? It's Moses versus Santa Claus, and Moses is played by Snoop Dogg.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Epic rap battles of history. He's if you go to the Epic Rap Battles of History.fandom, they have a page for Snoop Dogg because he portrayed Moses in Santa Claus versus Moses. The infinite number of me simultaneously kicking your ass with rhyme. God, there's so many good epic rap battles of history. I used to watch those so much. You have no idea. Fucking middle to high school Josh was like enamored with that shit. It was so good. The Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. Oh, banger. Banger. They also got Key and Peele twice because Key and Peele were on Gandhi and Martin Luther King, and then another one that I don't remember. What was the other Key and Peele one? It was. They had him twice. Don't remember. It was definitely Gandhi though.
I believe you.
The Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Hold on, I gotta. Can I find it? It's really it was Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali. That was the other Key and Peele one. They also had Donald Trump versus Ebenezer Scrooge, and that came out 10 years ago, before Donald Trump was ever president. So like that was something. They also had Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye. All right, I got to get off this YouTube page, otherwise I'm gonna be here all day. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Well, now you come to mention it, yes. I suppose. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you contravened the special dispensation for scientific equipment then? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear he wasn't to touch a thing.
Yes, that's true. This screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it?
What are you getting at?
If this tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage. That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Assman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
I see. Thank you for all the context, Molo guy. Now I know that line didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. It exists in the context.
Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
I saw order and just skipped the line, then realized that there was more in there. It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred, Obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well.
You.
This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. My lord!
Get it?
Yeah. See, now that one's a good joke. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Von
You're really
is
gonna
stumped.
piss him off today.
Jesus Christ. How did... I assume that was hairbrain. I just gave him a British accent for half a
Yeah,
second.
I don't know why you made it. Like, he got shocked
Hold
out
it.
of his fake German.
Do you have something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equations hold. Mr. Naruto, don't worry.
He's gonna prove himself why our argument's wrong.
About what? Without delving into the details, there's no inconsistency. What?
Shut the fuck up!
Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Asman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations. What? Why? Shut up.
Fucking guy, dude.
It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Pause for laugh. Clearly, we should hear the accused explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation.
Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists. That's fair. The only three he knows are a child, an insane person, and this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He is British, not anymore.
Just like Bardock. Bardock, the scientist.
Provide some scientific explanation as to why inconsistency and certain positive events fail to hold.
In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord.
Was Apollo something with science? I only know him as the sun
The
and poetry.
inconsistency explained. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states that kinesis cannot transport metal, though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruto isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Aspan was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machines that we built together. Okay, man. Real quick, I'm just gonna have a peek in the court record. No, his suspenders appear to be wood, actually, but his glasses are definitely metal. Like, I looked at this, I'm like, oh, because he's strapped to a thing. Why was he strapped to a board? Why was he strapped to a board like it was a backpack?
To hold him in place.
Either way, it looks like this is metal to me. Probably too small of a thing, but...
Of your testimony, Professor, is
He's an average fighter, but he's a brilliant scientist, and my thesis says your thesis is full of shit. That based on his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
in other words, please be true.
That's the reason. Okay, so that's in my head specifically because we were talking about Finding Nemo over. and I don't know if you remember this, but I'm pretty sure "Fly Me in the Moon" to the Moon is in the ending of
I don't
Finding Nemo.
remember that, but I mean, you might be right. Like it's just one of the songs over the credits.
Yes.
Ah, that's probably why I don't remember.
No, wait, I'm wrong. I'm thinking of Beyond the Sea.
Yeah.
Somewhere waiting for me, which is Louis Armstrong. My love stands in golden sands. All right, we're wrong. It
F.
wasn't the moon. It was the sea. In other words,
Different guy.
since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remain lodged in the victim's chest. Let me show the moon what I taught it in my moon jujitsu class
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a classic. That one's
Classic.
old as the sands of time. In subsequent discovery on stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency. And therefore, Professor Albert Hairbrain could still have been the killer. Somewhere beyond the sea, yeah.
My great hypothesis holds, you see. We had to make the cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason. Huh?
See, it wasn't a meat cage, it was a wood cage. Why would not have letting you witness?
Professor Hairbrain. Yes? Forgot it was me. Whose side are you on here? I don't take sides, Mr. Naruto. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist after all. Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nepalese friend.
Yes, fire away, Mr. Naruto. God. Is this a better or a worse witness than Larry Butts? Hard to
Worse.
say so far.
Larry's funny.
Hold it.
Larry's just dumb, so like that's different.
This guy's smart and dumb. And wrong. Like, provably. We know he's wrong. And yet your retort to my argument wasn't lacking confidence in any way. No scientist can find the truth without first finding self-belief. Those were the words of a certain scientist I hold in the very highest esteem. But you realize that disproving my argument puts you in a very precarious position, don't you? No scientist should strive to protect himself more than he strives to protect the truth. More words of the same great scientist, you know. Words that are causing me a lot of trouble. Who is this scientist? I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, Mr. Naruto. But as soon as I remember the magnificent genius's name, you'll be the first to know. It might be worth keeping the names of your idols to mind.
Intelligence is compartmentalized. Look at Neil deGrasse Tyson. What do you mean? Everyone loves Neil. And his fucking...
Endless pedantry.
fucking... His stupid tweets. He's literally the Big Bang Theory. But like as a man. As a human man. It's wild. Remember when he had that one tweet that was just about like... I don't know, it was some stupid shit about football? I don't know. I don't even remember enough about why I was mad. I just remember all of his tweets being the most like stupid shit. You're wasting your breath, my learned friend. This scatterbrain even forgets my name at times.
The Lord of Anziques really did have a friend once, but I didn't notice hell freezing over. Wow. Little mean,
Wow.
Little mean, Naruto. Hold it. Your hypothesis states it, so it isn't proven then. No, of course not. It's merely a hypothesis, but a good one, based on thousands of calculations. But it is widely known that metals can't be decomposed by electrolysis. Yes, of course, so I am right. My hypothesis is critically correct. I just can't say that word in that accent, so I'm not gonna try. What is it about incriminating himself that makes this man so happy? It's the whole reason the birdcage is made of wood, you see. Sorry, the birdcage? Yes, that's what I call the sea obtusa cage in which Mr. Assman was placed for the kinesis. The what?
A jail cell in which the victim was detained. It was seemed to be made of timber of some sort.
I'll thank you not to refer to it as an instrument of incarceration, your lordship.
In short, any weapon lodged in the victim when he was beamed away by instant kinesis would have been left behind on the stage if it was made of metal, correct?
Yes, that's it. Yes. It all fits perfectly with the mathematical model.
But the ultimate conclusion, then, is that the defendant alone had the opportunity to inflict his fatal injury on the victim, is it not?
Ah!
Ah, indeed, sir.
Someone beam me out of this nightmare. Birds, points made by those aren't an inconsistency. It's all... This is all irrelevant, I think, but...
Hold it!
Hold it. You seem to be pleased by that. Yes, another example of my hypothesis holding true. But I sense some sarcasm, Mr. Nahado. Are you not pleased? No. I knew it. At the end of the day, I'm the one responsible for Mr. Assman losing his life. The advancements of science is no excuse, I know that. No, you're quite right.
Tell the court, did you have a relationship? Do you have... Hold it. But... Yeah. I'm stuck in a time vortex.
Oh, God.
Tell the court, did you have a close relationship with Mr. Assman?
Oh, well, no, not really. I mean, I'd only met him 2 or 3 times. And we only have discussed my hypothesis and the project. And the research grant, of course.
Hold it!
Hold it. How did you come to know Mr. Assman in the first place? A year ago now, a small provincial science journal published a little paper about my work.
Literally a small. Like,
That's a scientific journal? Good gracious, I need
by
new
small,
spectacles.
I don't mean publication, I mean size. I might have had an extraordinary hypothesis and a great promise, but at the time I had no money. I had to eat tiny little meals at a tiny little cafe and drink watered down water out of a tiny little glass.
watered down water, dude.
But Mr. Assman read the paper and came to visit me at my tiny little laboratory.
And offered you money to help fund your work?
Exactly, that's exactly what happened. I handled the theoretical side of things, and Mr. Assman provided me with an engineer for the practical. And the 3 of us produced that fantastic machine together. He's turning French. The machine that you brought to
Bonjour.
the Great Exhibition to demonstrate. We had to apply to the government for some sort of inspection to be allowed to exhibit, I think. I didn't understand all that side of things. Mr. Assman took care of all of it. He was a wonderful man, really. I owe him everything. It's too bad I fucking killed him.
Twice, apparently.
Twice of him.
Hold it!
When you say that you built the machine together, does that mean that you were involved in its construction? Yes. Well, not exactly. I'm not good with the practical side of machines myself, so the physical construction was done by an engineer.
Little remains of your creation now, though, following the explosion. The repair will no doubt be impossible.
Yes, I realize that. But still, if someone were to gather all the broken parts, they could discover the secret of my hypothesis. Mr. Asman and I toiled over that machine for so long. We put our hearts and souls into it. I have to protect our work. So what's left of the machine must be kept safe. That's only fair, because what happened was an accident. Alright, we didn't get any new info out of that, so I'm guessing we present the photo of him having metal on his body.
I guess so.
Testimony then, thank goodness for that. I don't want him doing any more damage. He's already basically proven that he could have been the culprit. It seems as though all he really cares about is defending his hypothesis. Still, I wonder, what if his hypothesis is just fundamentally flawed? It is.
It is.
It is. Cannot transport metal. Eh? Objection? Okay, yeah, we're right. Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct. In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph. Every time I do,
Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
That was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Assman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim. What? Metal? No! Metal can't. That's not... metal? No! We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted the outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal-rimmed spectacles would be found in the same place. Ah! My hypothesis! My hypothesis! Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Wah!
Counter, what is the implication of this? I'm dumb baby, tell me.
If on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere else other than the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis is sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my work. Objection, says somebody.
If I could say something here, in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society. Yes, sir, number 4. Go ahead. As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. That's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
What? Wait. Great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect?
It has been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud.
Oh, I say the wreckage of the machine must be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never. That machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. I don't remember. I think you were doing the cop, right? The old sleepy cop.
I guess so. What do you think I made him sound like that?
I don't think he talked
That's
last
the real
time. I think he
question.
was asleep.
Oh, right. I'll make him sound like an old-timey prospector. What the devil? Wait, there's gold in them there hills. Okay, there we go. What the devil is that blasted act about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? Sus? Amogus?
We should probably raise an objection, right?
I
We don't like the
assume.
way things are going.
Hey, wait a second.
Objection.
Objection! Professor Harebrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so,
Even so, what?
Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public, he would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection!
He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. Money. For the research grant money.
Ah,
Sorry, drinking my Kool-Aid.
If the government was foolish enough to have deemed this man's ridiculous notion plausible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
conspirators. What would be the value of such a grant? 10 pounds? What?
It's a banana. How much could it cost?
Literally.
Your order of magnitude mouth, madam, 500 pounds a year.
That doesn't sound like a lot, but I know
Me
it's
when I'm
much
asked
more.
how much cheese I'm eating.
That's true, that's true. Oh, Law, you could let answer more now for years. That was, I don't know.
Thanks, corn
I don't know what just
corn
came out of me, I'll be honest with you.
person. Old pants.
The Society's noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science lately. And plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No, I haven't deceived anyone. Least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound. The science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower.
For that darn government printing money caused inflation.
Which means the experiment was a success.
Ah, Belloc.
And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is the accused.
Ah, Belloc. Where is this heading? I have no idea.
My lord, if I may,
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks.
the prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand.
Who?
The witnesses. What will be the nature of their involvement?
They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Eyewitnesses.
Well, the court grants the prosecution's request. I'd very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. The experiment was no pastiche. Here they come. The accused killed the financier victim there on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators.
Mulguy's very excited.
Now, my learned friend,
This the actual German people, maybe? Oh, yes?
Almost definitely.
it's time for you to make your own stance clear.
There's clearly a flaw in the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me?
We'll take a short recess now. I'm going to go on the swing, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
Just out back behind the Bailey, you could just see him going,
Wee!
wee!
Wee! Push me harder, Van Zeeks.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes. Wee.
Dong.
To be continued.
Right now.
Immediately.
23rd October, 10:44 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Mr. Nardo, what on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start. Ah, sorry about that. But you promised me. You said you'd prove that Russell's explosion was an accident, not murder. You said you'd keep my freshest invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me. Yes, I did make you a promise, you're right. I said that I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. The fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? Ah, but if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Oh. Oh no!
Oh no!
I forgot! You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster. Not just as a scientist, but he's turning French again. But as a human being! Well, that might be a little over the top. And while we're on the subject... What about Baroque? He's being awful. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean? He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being. Oh, but no, wait. He's a leaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore. Glad that's cleared up. Can I double check something with you? Ah, yes, what? The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. I'm dying. There was no trickery involved? I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruto, you must believe in it. Alright, Professor. I understand. Counsel, defendant! Prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way into the courtroom, please. And so we made our way back into the courtroom, please. It all hinges on that demonstration. Oh, shit! Hi, Raiders. Welcome. Thanks for the raid. Hold on. I remember how to do this, probably.
You really struggled with it last time, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Hopefully you made a mental note.
Ah! Yeah, it worked! Thanks for the raid, Alice. Hi, everybody. It's me, Supes. I play an assortment of games. There's a word for that.
Variety?
Variety. I play a variety of games. Right now we're playing the Great Ace Attorney.
Wow.
They're playing
That was
Mouthwashing. I know that game is scary. How did it go? It leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant. I'm not going to be able to do his voice right now. The practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Expedition, is quite impossible.
You forgot the word variety?
I know, right?
It's fucked up.
Get their ass, Alice!
Ow.
Position.
You just hit me.
I don't think
I
she
did
can
not,
hear
it
me,
was
but
chalk.
I'm rooting for her.
You've struck me. Unsettling,
Do it
but
again.
very good. Nice. I used to do a thing where I would play scary games in October, and then I stopped doing that because I don't like them.
Baby.
I don't see you playing
Yeah.
scary games.
I played Dead Space a few years ago. Recently, the
So
new-
really, what should I be trying to prove here? Ow. She fucking bit me.
I did not.
23rd October, 11 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Now she's dying. That's what she gets.
We're all dying.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court.
Now remember, Josh, we have to. If these are the German people, finally, we have to make them as American as possible.
Yes. Hell yeah. Yeehaw.
Counsel for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify?
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
As is the defense, my lord.
So, Lord Van Zeeks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their very own eyes.
Indeed they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective.
Oh boy.
So the testimony we are about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
Perfect. A detective of all people.
The prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound.
Just remember, Mologai, this is your fault.
Mulguy's also apparently is wrong.
Damn.
And consequently,
Well, no.
the sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused.
That was a lot of words.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. So bring forth your witnesses now.
Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally.
I hope it's the poor people again. He's technically
Just
a
for some
detective,
reason.
right?
Oh my
Nope.
god. What in the whole fuck?
It's. Hey, Ginny!
And Gina's also here.
Wow, I hated looking at that lineup, I forgot. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear.
Balthazar
Loon.
Balloon. Get it?
Balloon, yeah.
He's
Look,
got a
do you
little
like his
fire in
balloon
his hat. That's incredible.
Wait, you were right. This is what you wanted? You wanted this?
These are the guys? Maybe
These
that's
are-
the sad little German boy there.
Is that the sad little German boy? Is that the... Well, do you want to be Balthazar Loon or the sad little German boy?
I don't know. It feels like this guy's got a. It feels like Balthazar Loon is a very you kind of name.
It's true, but I'm. What can I do for this guy? What's a balloon salesman sound like? He's Italian. Mamma mia! My name is Balthazar Loon. I am the impresario of all the hot air balloons in the vicinity of the experimento stage. He is a sad little German boy. It's perfect.
Oh no.
I can't believe Molokai was like, what are you going to do when there's a sad little German boy? And then there was. But here's the thing, Molokai. You still fuck you. Because if you put this character next to Viola Green or whatever her fucking name actually
Olivia
was.
Green. Olive Green.
And ask someone which of these is the sad little German boy, clearly they would pick Olive Green.
Oh, yeah.
100% of the time.
My name is Wilhelm Gottsrick Sigismund Ormstein. I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. I'm very rich. Why did he do that?
I'm very rich. You did this to yourself, Molokai.
Inspector Janus. I'm going back and forth between those two. It's
You gotta
gonna
go back to
hurt
British.
me.
You gotta go back British. You want me to be the American boy? I can do a yeehaw. If that would help you.
No, I think we'll get it.
Okay.
Inspector Jane Lestrade, Scotland Yard. Fuck, I can't even get her. She's from Bohemia. Where was she? She was like, Rock P.
She's
yeah,
Cockney.
There we go, Cockney, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a great detective. Even Sherlock Holmes agrees.
Right? basically.
Country that
I
doesn't
don't
even
think
exist
Bohemia-
anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Bohemia is a thing anymore.
Always on security
Is it on the map? Is it
exhibition.
close to Germany? Is that why the accents are so...
And I got to go
Hold
up in
on.
one of them balloons. It was amazing. Gina.
Yeah,
again.
it borders Germany.
But she did
So that
mention
must
that she'd
explain
seen
it.
the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she? And she clearly loved
Oh,
every
look at
minute of
her.
it.
Gina's had the best story arc so far. Look at her. She's a fucking detective now. I don't think she gets paid. I don't know. There was 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above. The sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of a circa 60 feet, a very low.
Well, you can't see nothing if you
Mamma
fly too
mia.
high, can you? 60 feet. About 18 meters, then.
Thank you for your introductions. Now you will give your formal testimony to the court.
Oh god. The Kool-Aid pouch, it wasn't enough.
Oh no.
Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage.
Witness testimony. The view from 60 feet up.
It was an incident, a terrible balloon. I am grateful that my balloons were not damaged.
There's this huge bang from a stage, and the next second, another bang in the sky beside us. And from amid the smoke, a cage appeared out and... No, that's... He's talking in Australian.
That's like Australian.
This guy in
Yeehaw,
Australian.
yeehaw, yeehaw.
Yeehaw. What if I just gave him like an extremely like a I'm no small town southern lawyer voice? Because I could do that one.
Like a from amid the smoke.
Yeah, exactly. And from amid the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. I sound very old for my age.
This is the exact type of voice that I use on fucking Edgeworth, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Phoenix, right, you stupid bastard.
Now, technically, I'm doing a Daniel Craig doing a southern accent.
Uh-huh. It's just dumb.
Compels.
The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower.
I didn't get
I
a good
am
look inside the cage,
gesticulating.
but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
I want everyone to know that I'm wildly flailing my hands around
The
every
entire
time I
time.
speak.
You have to.
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions.
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places. Yes. When the demonstrations began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear. Then, as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called bird cage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. The bird cage appeared at the site of the explosion, and subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower.
I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside. The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide. I'm very rich. I still have lots of money.
Precisely who is this curious infant?
That's incredible.
Precisely who is this curious infant? Who is the sassy lost child?
I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. I'm sure that will always be relevant. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition.
Yeah, I'm here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit
Oh,
of a
no.
child's point of view in the testimony.
Do we really need that? Then I remove my mask. This is what I look like.
Oh, yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so. Great disguise, then.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused, who was with Mr. Asman on the stage, could have possibly committed the murder.
You know, usually in these cases, we get to a point where, like, we're like, you know, we're pretty sure what happened. I still have no, I know the man didn't teleport, obviously. I have no idea how they fucking pulled this stunt off.
Yeah, well, we don't have enough info yet. They could be.
Oh
could have been
shit, I just thought of something. The wax body double person who makes wax,
the wax
dummies.
body. Yeah, I mean the wax dummy's gonna come back in somewhere into
It's
this.
gotta. I don't
Remember,
know where.
they prestiged him, but we don't know yet.
Yeah.
There's just way too much the game hasn't told us.
Yeah.
It could have been that a fucking big bird came and took him away. We
Eagles.
just don't know.
Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecutor's view on the matter are quite clear. So the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. All right. Hold it. Hi, who are you? There were 3 balloons flying above. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand.
See. All 3 of them are my bellissimi bambini.
What?
They're very popular, signor. Some people will pay 10 pounds for one ride.
10 pounds? That's more than my annual stipend. 20 pounds a month. That is my pocket money. Royals have all the luck.
Yes.
I got up there for free, I did. I played the old I work for Her Majesty's police call, you know.
Gina's over here like, I once found a bottle cap.
Detectives have all the luck. Fun fact, the Bohemian Prince is a character from the Sherlock Holmes books. Incredible.
That makes sense.
If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though?
Because if I have too many in the sky, so they could crash, boom into each other. The operators for the now I'm doing the Southern Gen. Blair and Dracula. The operators for the balloons were decided by lot, with each operator manning a particular area. See, and the zone above the public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other espressos, they hate me.
Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for the balloon box at the experiment. But I'm bringing them over.
Right, I can fill you in here, my lord. There's a huge bang from the stage and bang, hold it.
Bang, dang, bang, the poem.
So you actually saw the accident happen from up in the air? Yep, in an amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'll tell you, Aldo, being a lawyer's a mug's game. You should join a force so we could go flying together. You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think? Everything! We saw everything because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into that cage and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang and the cage disappeared, just like that.
Italian and Spanish are basically the same language, but one of them's got like a funny hat on. I won't clarify which one. You know, Latin stuff, Romance languages.
Yeah.
Are you describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe?
I didn't know what to make of it. But then there was another bang right in me ear.
It's also both romantic. Almost.
I look around, there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before. Excuse me, little German boy. Master Gotts. I love that he just gave up on giving him a name that was any of his names. Just shortened one of them, the second one even.
You know what Josh said. Yeah.
Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ? My teacher at elementary school says that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name. Yes, what was it again? Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigismund Ormstein.
You know I speak Japanese, right?
just the four names, then.
Can you at least do Lena as a sad little German boy? What's a Lena? Is that coming up?
I don't know who that is.
I will do another sad German boy just for you when that character arrives. Okay, I'll put a pin in that. Just
the point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remarks, perhaps? Oi, get it right, Otto. It's Inspector Lestrade. Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
Oh, you ever read Sherlock Holmes? It's like that. I was a boy in that, but now I'm a girl, isn't it?
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's.
That is not what I saw. Oh? Yeah, there was a second explosion, and it was right beside our balloons. That is true. But I'm sure, which is what I said, innit? 1 minute there was nothing there, and the next a massive explosion.
Gina, give me 5 seconds.
My teacher, fucking.
It's really hard for you, isn't it?
Yes. My teacher at elementary school says that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable.
Gonna buy another balloon.
Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy?
Mamma mia.
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky. A green balloon? Hey, you what? I never saw nothing like that. Well, I did. I saw it. And you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
I am Bohemian Prince.
Playing the bleeding royalty card, are ya? Typical. Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police.
Yeah, she earned that, Naruto. She brought herself up from nothing.
She picked herself up by the bootstraps.
By the bootstraps! I just want there to be more Gina Lestrade and Inspector Gregson content. I hope there's more. There better be more. I want them to just pal around together.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony. In the interest of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia, which will always be important.
It was not the sky that exploded. It was a green balloon that was next to ours at the time. I don't think we have anything. Wait, we do have something about a green balloon.
Yeah, turn a piece of green cloth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, you could inspect the back.
Can't find anything out of place.
The back.
Okay.
There you go. The cursor
It looks
changes
like
when
layers
you
of thick
inspect something.
canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before. But applying Mr. Sholmes' methods, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Or
that's
maybe
it.
not.
No, I like the lightning raincoat idea.
I'm gonna press the rest of these, but that might be our thing. Did you see that actually happen?
No, in reality I did not. I saw after it hit the tower.
Oops.
There was a grand confusion around the stage. I ran to see what had happened. I was terrorized by the idea that one of my balloons had crashed.
I suppose they are his livelihood.
But when I looked up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there.
I saw it now. I saw it slam into the tower. After all, I am a detective now. Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade. That's what I
Will
like to
still
hear.
exist in 100 years.
I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went in there for how hold it. Was it you who gave the order to keep people away? Eh? Use your head, Aldo. How could it have been me? I was up in a balloon, weren't I? Right. So, cause I wasn't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. I was getting shoved and kicked all over by the panicking spectators as he tried to see it off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing. Poor Inspector Gregson.
That's
Danny.
true all the time. You can always say, poor Inspector Gregson.
So anyway, I couldn't see this cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see, to be honest. I was scared out of my wits. Keep it together, Inspector. The prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was actually some kind of switch-around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. The two explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Alright. No, this is a bang. This is a green balloon. I guess I can press this one now and see if it gives me anything more. Just because I feel like just having a scrap of cloth is kind of flimsy. A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that? Of course I am sure. I'm a proud Bohemian prince. All these questions are making me boring. I think you mean bored. Ach, English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
So, it is very wrong to lie.
Lie?
And balloons never explode. For the same reason planets never explode. It is logical.
What? Please tell me that doesn't mean logical. If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
Mama die.
I will have the army come over and shoot all your stupid balloons out of the sky. All of them.
Here you are, Your Highness.
If only all international incidents were so easily resolved.
Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to the testimony. Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Luna? No, I did not see the explosion myself, however.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to present that green cloth that we got then. Green balloon? You mean this green balloon? The music didn't stop, that means no. Now let's see what it says about with evidence. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Perhaps I need to reconsider this. Alright, well, I've pressed every other statement, so we're not going to get any information that we don't currently have. Doesn't have something funky on it that I didn't know about, does it? Lost cat? No, that's not it.
Lost, yeah.
Nothing green around him here. I can click on this side, I guess. Oh, nope, never mind. It went away. Good thing we're at the end of history and nothing else will happen ever again.
To present anything yet.
Yeah. Fell from the sky like a stone crashed in the crystal tower. Accurate. Not the sky that exploded. There was a green balloon that was next to ours at the time. I just pressed that and it gave us nothing. Well, I guess... Hold on. Let me go back a couple. I did not finish this testimony because I went to the little German boy, so maybe it's something in here. Saw the accident happen. Yep. No, Mugs game. I looked around, there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before. What appears out of flames? The cage, that's what.
That description sounds like the moment after the man was beamed instantly through space. Instantaneously.
It's mind blown, isn't it? Well, that's this 20th century for you, I reckon. So the people who actually saw the demonstration with their own eyes really believe they saw something miraculous taking place. Okay, that didn't give us anything new, though. Don't know what to do here.
Well, let's just take it from the top. Instead of flailing around uselessly. Go all the way back to the beginning.
Yep, go all the way back to the beginning. I will press. I'm gonna hold the B button until new dialogue appears.
Have you seen that meme with Walter White as history saying, we're done when I say we're done?
No, I have not.
I don't think I call it Steven Swissy. I call Steven Steven.
That's true, that's true.
But it's possible. You never know. I'll never find out because I don't rewatch the streams.
Love how he was ready to fight that guy.
About to throw hands.
Hold it!
Okay. Alright.
Mulga, I'm not gonna go back.
Hold it!
We're not
I
doing
don't know
that.
what to tell you. I do not care. Oh wait, no, Mulga is leaving that for themselves.
Check again later, me.
Godspeed, Mulga.
Someone was everyone watching the panic, and you find out more exactly what people saw at the time. I've pressed the ball. I've done them. Grateful balloons were not damaged. Huge bang, and the next second there's another bang in the sky behind us. Now, we never did inspect this thing. I'm pretty sure it's a crossbow, but...
It's a crossbow, yeah.
Ah, there's some sort of lever here. What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun.
A crossbow.
I think it's probably used for the same thing, too. Crossbow.
That's how they blew up the balloon, probably.
Yeah. This groove here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose.
It's
So
a
I was
bolt.
right, it's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism.
It's a
This would
bolt.
be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with the bowstring 2 times out of 3.
skill issue.
In fact, if I'd had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Kazuma in Kyoto archery training.
It seems like it's been very hard for Steven to do the American accent despite it all. You could click on the handle,
Look on the handle.
the little spinny handle.
The little spinny handle. Looks like you wind this around in order to draw the bowstring back and create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device then. In fact, I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. I really had no idea
Depends.
what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously how they shot it down, but we're still, like, missing
It's like they took a
info.
gun and crossed it with a bow. Say that again.
Say that again.
Or maybe they launched the screwdriver at him, killing him instantly. Now that would be funny.
Yeah, I can't click anything in here, so...
I see. The thing is, we can only really present evidence when we're trying to like point out that something doesn't make sense. But no one here has made any declarative statements, really. You know, it's weird. What did pressing on this give us again?
Nothing.
Hold it!
He goes, a green balloon, and he goes, yep, a green balloon. I'm a Bohemian prince. And then they argue about language for a little bit.
Okay, and what's in the court record?
Let's see here. We've got armband, not relevant. Newspaper, I don't think relevant. Experiment sketch, which I don't think is helpful at the moment. We've got a crossbow now, but we don't have anything tying it to a crossbow. We have a piece of green cloth that I'm certain is relevant.
Is the balloon? Yeah.
Photo of the victim that I can't click anything on. I also double checked it to make sure there's not like bits of green balloon in here or something. The autopsy report, which is not helpful, it just says he fell and then and was also stabbed, and the screwdriver. And that's all the things we have. And I pressed all of these. No one went near it after it crashed into the tower. I think that's sound. Cage fell from sky. And it exploded. Second, another bang from the sky. The only other thing is I think we could maybe present this here. Since we know there was a green object bang.
Try it. Why not?
Objection!
Nope.
Nope.
May have to consult the guide again.
No, we'll be fine. What about when he said the thing fell into the crystal tower? The balloon guy said it.
Yeah.
Is there anything here?
Hold it!
What did pressing here give us again?
Did he see it happen? No. He was looking to make sure he saw after it hit the tower. He was worried that one of his balloons crashed. But all of his balloons were fine. Oops. No, I went forward by accident, which doesn't really tell us anything. Usually the after is a better hint. My balloons were not damaged? I don't know. This looks like a balloon. It might have been damaged.
What about this?
Objection!
What about this, idiot?
Nope, there it is. Is this one of your balloons? Okay, we got there.
So we had to just keep using it. I saw that mouse.
Yeah, I didn't actually open. I had clicked on the other window, but I didn't actually open it yet. Mr. Luna,
I
in
saw a
your
mouse
testimony,
flicker by.
you said
That
that,
was a
all
little
three of the
obtuse.
yeah.
I feel like we should have been able to present that balloon in a different balloon shred in a different spot.
I guess this is the only thing where it's contradictory though, because he said none of his balloons
Yeah,
were damaged.
some of the
but
balloons
this
are
is a bit
damaged,
of
but then we
damaged
found a
balloon.
thing. Yeah.
You said that
Little
all
strange.
3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged.
See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been the terrible.
I wonder if you might know what this is.
I think it might be, see, a part of a balloon. I burnt a piece of the fabric of the envelope.
Sorry, the envelope?
Pardon, that is the large round part of the balloon, which becomes filled with hot air. It's made from very thick fabric, lined with rubber. You do not want to rip while you are at the sky.
Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day.
Eh?
If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Lune, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. Ah. And his hat looks even dumber from back there.
I know, right? It's even more stupid.
The magician guy. Suspect Telefound's experience, how often seems to be like those things crash 50% of the time anyway.
Objection!
The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on this stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon.
Causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently plausible.
Are you sure?
An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were. But it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
Hold it, says somebody. Oh, he's pissed.
This I cannot accept!
Why not, Mr. Lune?
You are suggesting that I am a liar? That the persons died in a balloon incident? There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I approve it. The Balthazar Lune is not a liar. There is no such a thing as a balloon in the sky. It is non possible.
You're saying it's impossible? Why?
This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection! No!
Giants actually have fancy mustaches? Some of them, probably.
But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears
What,
to have
he
known
ain't-
anything about this
ain't
other
calling you a
balloon
truther.
until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Lune.
I concur. There's clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition.
Ah, grazie, my lord.
Witness testimony. Mr. Lunen's balloons.
As I said, Balthazar Lune is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an explosion, it would... What a catastrophe!
Well, you can't get away from the fact that a burnt-out bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you? The coppers at the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
This stupido ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have red, white, and blue zigzag stripes anyway. I guess his balloon hat pulses when he's mad.
I know.
So assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you?
See, exactamente. If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
What? If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war. All out war.
All out Wait, hold on. I don't like that. I don't like that one anymore, actually.
What happened to all-out war? Mr. Lune certainly doesn't appear to be lying. That doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here.
It's a lot more Italian words than angry. He does, doesn't he? Mamma mia.
Pizza
If the
pie.
defense is unable to find... Wait,
Whoop. No. I'm
this
not
one's hard to
helping.
do because I'm flipping between fucking... I'm hearing you do the fucking Benoit voice, and I'm trying to do bad Italian. And so finding Dracula in the middle of all that is impossible. Boy, I want to suck your blood. If the defense is unable to find fault with the witnesses' statements, the court must consider them the truth. It's Bohemia, Mologai. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
Situation has clearly changed now. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination. Mr. Lunes Ballones. But we can do that next time. Because I feel like this is going to take a minute.
Probably.
Yeah. Alright, well thanks for watching everybody. Have a good night. I'll catch you tomorrow for Catherine. Bye-bye.
See
Thanks
ya.
for playing. Continue.